Hello, welcome in. We are on the second segment of the Herb Baumeister episodes, and this one is the paranormal episode. It might be short. So, Amy and I initially, when we first talked about this, whenever 6 weeks ago or so, she said, "Oh, there was a Ghost Adventures episode. Great, we'll cover that on the paranormal one." Guess what? HBO Max took all the seasons down except the last two. So we couldn't watch it. And I'm a little salty about it. One, maybe because I used to work there and now I don't. But also, I feel like there's some hidden something behind it. Like someone's going to try to make all the episodes only viewable if you have some kind of membership or something. I don't know. I'm just making that up in my head, but I'm also just salty. So we'll see.
Surely not. Maybe not.
Can't watch any episodes anymore.
I know. But hopefully, maybe they're just like moving them in and out.
Don't know.
I don't either.
They're just not there. And then
Agree.
there was another YouTube episode that I have found initially back then, like 6 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, let's watch this. But then I couldn't find that either. So we just found these two random investigation teams and on YouTube and watched those. So I don't know that we have a ton to say. Like I said, this might be a shorty.
That's okay. Like we were talking earlier, we did a long one with Barbie, this last one. And maybe the next one will be a little bit longer. Who knows? But I mean, sometimes it just happens that way.
Yep. So the two that we watched, the first one was called No Nonsense Paranormal. Again, this was on YouTube. And even putting in Herb Baumeister Paranormal, hardly anything comes up.
Hmm.
So it's a little tricky if you're interested in paranormal to even find anything. I do know, and we may have talked about this on the last episode. I do know that the guy who lives there now has let some teams in there. I mean, it's not like all the time, but
Right.
he's done like documentaries and other things. So he is open to it, but I don't know. There's just not a lot if you Google it or YouTube it,
Right. And you would think if people were getting the opportunity to go, they would post it.
right?
So maybe it is just really those few, like we think. I mean, I would think they would post it something from it at least.
Yeah. And there were a couple of videos that were short, like 3 minutes, just saying, oh, we went here and we investigated, nothing happened.
Which I mean, we both know that happens.
Exactly.
I mean, that happens.
So the first one we watched, No Nonsense Paranormal, they had some activity. They
Mhm.
are different than us.
Yeah, they are. They are. That's I. Ooh, just not my style. I don't think I could investigate with them. With all due respect, we just have different techniques.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to talk shit about people or their way of investigating because everyone does things different,
Right.
but we don't provoke and we don't even bad, quote unquote, bad entities like serial killer entities, whatever you want to call it. We don't call them names and stuff like that.
No, no. And I don't, maybe that's just how they investigate, or maybe they've learned. I don't know, either or, but them, they can do what they want to do. Just personally, we don't provoke like that. So,
And these were both, you know what? Now I don't remember. I think they were both 6 or 7 years old. So maybe they've learned and changed their ways. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. No shade, but just not my way of investigating. I'm just not comfortable with that. I think
Agree.
anybody that listens to that knows, or listens to us, excuse me, knows that that's not something that I'm comfortable with, or you.
Correct. So I don't, I mean, there's no specifics that we really, I think anything that stood out or anything that I can think of that came through. I mean, they got like K2 action and some other things. I don't know. There wasn't anything really uber compelling. I mean, sure, some of their equipment was going off though.
Well, was it a portal box of some sort that they had going?
They had quite a few different pieces. Yeah.
And I mean, there was intelligent enough communication that it's definitely worth looking at for sure, but
Yeah.
it,
If
was,
you're
I mean, it wasn't a horrible investigation.
no. So if you're interested in Fox Hollow Farm and paranormal, sure. I mean, we're not saying don't watch it. It's just a different type of investigation than you'd see with us, and that's okay.
Yeah. I'll do it differently.
Yeah.
I'm
And
definitely not one to hate on others because, there was a time where I was doing things that I realized now that maybe I shouldn't have said it that way or gone about a different way. But you learn and you grow as, you become more confident in your ways and you learn and you grow. So who's to say they haven't, or I mean, maybe they're content and that's fine too. But
agree. The second one that we watched, and both of these were about 50-ish minutes. The second one was Michiana Paranormal
mhm,
Investigations.
yeah.
And their investigation was pretty quiet, which honestly, I feel like makes it more realistic.
I mean, it just happens that way sometimes.
Yeah,
You
they just,
might catch one or two things and then you might catch nothing.
right. But the thing is, people are used to the shows
You're right.
and constant activity, but what they don't realize is they recorded 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days.
Right, right.
So whenever there's a quiet investigation, I'm like, oh, so it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, like you said, do not realize the time that the ones on TV take in an actual location. They spend some time there. It's not just coming in for the 30-minute episode and wham, bam. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. And then they leave. It's captured over a pretty good time. And if you think about, like, say, if a team's been there for 2 weeks, really, that's not a lot that they've actually caught sometimes.
Right?
So you just, yeah, you take what you get.
Yeah. And they even said at the end that it was pretty quiet.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah. It's funny because it's more watching their episode kind of reminded me more of watching a live on Facebook or TikTok
Agreed. Agreed.
than like a super edited piece,
Yeah.
that's over days or hours or whatever. So,
Right, right. And I'm definitely not shaming that whatsoever if they like cut up some footage where they just continuously filmed or what have you, because we don't edit our videos either. So yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And that's, I think, a good thing. There's not a lot of editing in there.
yep,
And who
exactly.
who wants to watch someone investigate? And it's got really bad the last few years. Like they're doing footsteps or lists or something here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now, how am I going to hear anything with your background noise? It's just a lot. Let's slow it down. Let's quiet it down and let's listen.
Yeah,
You've noticed that too.
so funny. Yeah. And I don't mind lives, but if you're gonna watch a live, you might see nothing because
Yeah.
it's consistent and it's not gonna be cut up and edited. And that's just
Yes.
what you get when you're in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, I think with our reels on the paranormal couple page on Facebook, they get really like, they don't understand. Like, they think, okay, so this was it. Like, why did it end right here? Well, no, this wasn't it. And there probably wasn't anything else to go with that. It was just like a burst of good communication. So we pulled that because a lot of people do not want to watch the full ones and you cut out the good parts and everybody's happy. You have your ones that like the full live and you have your ones that just want they want the highlights. So yeah,
I mean,
definitely
listen,
understood.
you can't please everybody.
No, no. Just try to do the best you can. You can't please them. Yeah.
You know that very well.
Yeah, you just try to do the best that you best you can. That's all you
Exactly.
can do. Just be
Yeah.
yourself. Really, because I don't know if I necessarily completely really try to please anybody on our page. You know what I'm saying? I'm myself and we just post ourselves. You know us, we're exactly the same way as we portray ourselves there. So, yeah, just be yourself.
Right. And I think, well, people recognize that, but with your page,
Hmm.
but it also just, listen, people think, and I'm not saying for everybody because some content creators are at a level where they have people helping them. But
Yeah.
people don't realize filming, editing, that is so time consuming, especially editing.
And I will give both of these teams credit. Their videos did look very well
Yeah. Mhm.
without a lot of, you could tell but what I'm saying is like, you could tell they didn't go in and throw in all the extra boom and sound effects. We just don't need. So yeah, I didn't mind to watch theirs in that aspect at all.
Yeah. And like I said, this was like 6 or 7 years ago. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
things have definitely progressed. And I mean, it looked like videos you'd see today too, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they did a fine job.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there anything else to really say about those actual videos?
Um, I guess just that they're out there and go check them out for yourself. There was one part where I don't remember his name, but he was from No Nonsense Paranormal, correct? Yes, No Nonsense Paranormal. He had kind of yelled out pretty vulgarly at Herb. And it wasn't too much longer through the portal box. You heard a big FUCK, YOU. So I mean, it's worth going back and watching. Just know that that little part does get a little bit vulgar, but I mean, we was hearing some pretty good stuff. Shannon and I were when we were listening to some of the responses. So it's like I said, it's worth looking into for sure.
Yeah, when he called him out and said that,
I
I
was
was
like,
like, "Ooh, you're in trouble."
I think I texted you. I was like, I cannot believe.
You did.
I was like, I had been done right then.
Right.
I couldn't carry on
I would be
because you've
like,
done stepped over that threshold.
yeah, I would say,
Mm.
Herb, not it. I think I'll be leaving now. Enjoy your night with everybody.
That was definitely not coming from me, my friend.
Right?
I mean, I'm not here to judge what you did, even though I don't agree with it. I'm just here to have a conversation about your life and maybe what happened. Let's talk. Let's not do that ugly, vulgar stuff. Yeah, totally. That just wasn't my style.
Well, and it's not that we're a serial killer sympathizer. It's just
No.
I picture it as you being an impartial reporter, where you're asking questions and trying to solve a puzzle without being offensive.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no sense in getting something riled up that doesn't need to be. There's just not. You can when and especially in communication, you can catch a lot more bees with honey, you know?
Exactly.
So just go in and be respectful and do your thing. Because for one, who knows who that was communicating back and forth? Was it Herb? Maybe. Was it something darker? Maybe. You just don't know what you're challenging.
That made me think. So, what if, this is like going back, what if there's something there that influenced him to be a serial killer and that's what you're actually communicating with, and then you're like talking shit to it? Good luck. So that makes me wonder, and just now with what you said, it made me think, what if Herb Baumeister, was influenced to be a serial killer by something dark on the land, and these guys are coming in, and that's who they're actually communicating with, and then they're riling it up and being offensive. Good luck with that.
Conversation has already been had in our living room about possibly there being something dark on that land. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities.
Good luck with that. I would have
No,
I would have done the same and been like, okay, I think I'm done. Or I, at the bare minimum, I would have gone to a different place in the house by myself.
I don't know. I definitely do not want to start off anything negative or disrespectful.
No,
No,
definitely not.
that's
No.
just me personally.
I mean, same.
Right.
But they did have some activities. So if you're
Yeah.
into that, watch it. Again, the Michiana paranormal investigators didn't really get much. I mean, you can still watch it, obviously. It's just know
Right.
ahead of time, not a lot happened.
Right. Just like a normal, like if you're going on Facebook and watching a live or whatever, it's going to be kind of set up like that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else specific about those episodes to say.
No, not really. Just go check them out for yourself.
And then,
My attention was kept. I will say that.
yeah, yeah. So we've said it on here before. Amy and I always want this podcast to be about victims, and we always want to highlight them when we can. And since we knew that this episode was going to be a little bit short because of the content,
Right.
we were like, well, or actually, Amy was like, well, let's highlight some of the victims, which I thought was an amazing idea. So we are going to take some time today on this episode and do that.
Yeah, I was just thinking because one thing that often gets lost in serial killer cases that is the victims themselves. We know her Baumeister's name and we know the Fox Hollow farm name. We know the headlines, we've heard it all, but the men whose lives were taken deserve to be remembered. Sorry, there was a net going across my face, but they deserve to be remembered because the way they died, it was just horrible. So they deserve to be remembered for who they were.
And that's especially true in this case because many of the victims, they weren't identified at all. And their families have spent years wondering where they went, what happened to them, are they going to come home? And for decades, investigators worked to identify the remains of the ones that were found at Fox Hollow. And thanks to current DNA. So back then it wasn't as easy, but they've
Right.
been working now with current DNA technology. Some of them finally got their names out there.
And that's amazing. One of those men was Alan, is it Burchard?
Broussard.
Burchard? Burchard? Already know. Well, Alan, he was just 28 years old when he disappeared in Indianapolis, and that was in 1991. His family searched for answers for more than 30 years. That is such a long time. Think about that. 30 years of not knowing where your loved one was, 3 decades of birthdays, holidays, and family gatherings without knowing what happened to the one that you love. Now, in 2022, DNA testing finally confirmed that Allen's remains had been among those found at Fox Hollow Farm. His sister later said that even though the answer was painful, finally knowing the truth allowed their family to stop living in uncertainty.
And then another victim identified through more current DNA was Manuel Resendez. Now, Manuel disappeared in the early 90s, and like many of Baumeister's victims, he was a young man. He had people that cared about him. Those people never stopped wondering where he had gone. Years passed, then decades passed, and eventually the investigators were able to connect his remains to his family through forensic genealogy. And that could be something like 23andMe. It's
Yeah.
impossible, though, to imagine, and we've talked about this before, how crazy that must be after all those years to get that phone call.
Like she said, painful, but you know how much relief was there that now you finally know. Yeah, I've never experienced it, but I can see that because now you, like she said, you don't have to worry anymore. So I get that. And bless them. It's awful. But there was also Stephen Hill. Now, Stephen, he was 26 years old, and friends described him as outgoing and kind. And sadly, he vanished in Indianapolis in 1993. For years, there were no answers, no closure, nothing. Today, investigators believe he was one of the men who crossed paths with Herb Baumeister, if I can say it right, and never made it home.
And that's another tragedy of this case, or
Mm-hmm.
part of this whole case. These aren't statistics, they're not missing persons flyers. These were people's sons and brothers and friends
Mm-hmm.
and coworkers and people who had favorite songs, favorite
Yes.
movies, plans for the future.
And were they were there in a DNA in a vial, just waiting to be matched up. How sad is that? Many of the victims were targeted because they were vulnerable, and many were members of the
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
Do you want to start?
LGBTQ community. No, because I'm probably going to do it again. I just have trouble with that. But at the time when missing persons cases, they were involving gay men, often those received far less attention than what they deserve. But that's the uncomfortable truth about this case. Had those disappearances taken place now and more seriously like they are, I don't know, I just feel like it would have been such a better outcome because now we have a better acceptance. If we had that then, can you imagine how quicker this would have maybe been looked into properly?
Fully agree that part of this was because they were all
Yeah,
men
yeah, because they were gay men.
in that community. Yeah.
And
Yep.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're people. People love them. They have friends, relatives. I'm so glad that we have at least come forward in that some. I mean, I know it's still not perfect, but we have taken a little better stance about it.
Yeah. And even now, the investigators are still working to identify additional victims that were found at Fox Hollow Farm. There's still families out there that don't know what happened to their loved ones because not all of them have been found or identified. So, they're still waiting on those names.
Yeah, sadly. So while Herb Baumeister's crimes are horrifying, we think it's important to end this segment by remembering a few of the people who lost everything.
Alan Broussard, Stephen Hale, oh my gosh, Manuel Resendez. And then obviously, like we just said, there's a ton of names that haven't been identified yet, bodies that haven't been identified. They haven't matched DNA yet, but we just thought that these guys deserved to kind of be recognized here. And again, this was only three of many.
Right, right, absolutely. And I feel like that list could go on a lot further.
Oh, for sure.
There's just so many things, so many what ifs. What if the disappearances were taken a little more seriously? What if, and what was it, 94, his wife had let them onto the property?
Oh, yeah,
I it's enough to just make you upset.
right.
I
It
mean, like I
actually,
said, I know we've got a little bit better, but we still have a long way to come.
right. Agree. I don't know. There are definitely, hopefully, things that they've learned as
Yeah.
ways to maybe get people to talk or allow them to search the property or whatever. But also, that property is so big. I feel like it's really hard to search the entire property, but there's got to be other people there.
Oh my gosh, you would have to do what cadaver dogs. What is the where you run over looking for the graves? The little machine
Oh,
that runs over and maps them out. So I mean, there's things you could do, but yeah, you're right. It'd be I don't know.
yeah. I just realized this is so off topic. I just realized I forgot to turn my turquoise lights on for the first time, but that's okay.
It looks fine.
We're
You know what? I
doing
didn't even
our
notice.
best here.
Yeah, I mean, we flubbed a few names today, but we're human, so we're sorry. We don't mean anything by it. I do that anyways, but it is what it is. We're sorry. Sorry. You just, I mean, you know how we are. And
Trying our
honestly,
best.
even if we do, like, we try to cut a lot of that stuff out, but I mean, that's not real life because I flub all the time.
Ugh, I burp.
They,
Like,
yeah, that's part of it.
we're
But
just,
no,
yeah.
we're just here. But my heart, it goes out to the victims, their families, and I mean, I'm sure it's even possible that there could be a couple of victims that nobody even has a clue they're missing. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about that community, the LGBTQ community back in the early 90s, I feel like, and maybe I'm off base, but I feel like it was a community where if someone went missing, they just didn't, I mean, not their family, the authorities just didn't care or just kind of focused on other things, I guess.
I mean, same with women, sex working women,
Yeah.
same category. Yeah.
I mean, people of color, like all of that
Yes.
30 years
Same
ago.
thing. Yes. And
Mhm.
I'm glad we're doing better now. I don't care what you do with your body, what you do for work. I don't care who you love. Everybody deserves to be protected and taken care of and looked for.
Exactly. And that was part of when we started this podcast, something that Amy and I talked about. And we wanted to make sure that we focused on communities that maybe were overlooked or are still overlooked or,
Yeah. And then here we are also in Pride Month.
oh, yeah,
So happy Pride Month. We support you, we love you, and we're here for you.
yes. Yay. All
Yay.
right. Well,
How'd we do on time?
we actually did almost the whole, we only have 7 minutes left. So somehow this episode will be like 25, 30 minutes somehow.
Wow, okay.
I know.
But we do have to take out where I don't know what happened and it froze. And I was just sitting here like, what is going on? Because that was I moving on your side?
No, you were totally frozen.
I was moving on my side, but you were just sitting there like this. I was like,
Yeah,
something's wrong. What's wrong? Yeah,
that took up
let
a
me,
good 5 minutes.
it's okay.
But
And
yeah,
we are still going on, yeah, we're still going on, we're good to go. Yeah, so we're still
amazing.
doing good on Audacity. So yeah,
Good, good. Well, I don't yet know what our next 2 weeks from now, our next mini-sode is going to be, so can't really promote it. But what we can promote is follow us on social. Talk Gruesome to Me. We're on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Amy, the paranormal couple, they're on Facebook, Instagram.
a
Follow
lot of
them.
good stuff coming up too.
Yeah. Yeah. She's always
Come follow
going
us.
to like different parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, and she's got some things lined up. And especially in August, in like
Hmm.
a couple months, she and Shannon are going to Kentucky to do Goblin Con, which will be so fun.
Yes, that's going to be a blast. Got a lot going on. Busy, busy lives, lot going on. Um, Paranormal pup here. He's sitting with us right now. If you're watching, he's got a lot of traveling to do. A
He
lot of
loves it.
traveling.
Yeah.
He does. He loves traveling.
Jake the Paranormal Pup, he even has his own merch. If you go
He
to
does.
talkgruesometome.com and down at the bottom, it will give you the link to shop our merch. It's a little bit hard to find, admittedly, but that was how the free website is set up. But it's a little
You
buried
get what you
down.
pay for.
Yeah, right, exactly. But we do have a store. We have Talk Gruesome to Me merch. There's a few paranormal couple things, and then there are three new designs for Jake the Paranormal Pup, and they're so cute. People
He's
love those.
adorable. I know.
Mhm.
One of the events we walked in, and I was wearing the shirt, and then two of Jake's best friends were wearing the same shirt. So yeah, we all showed up in little paranormal pup gear.
So cute. But thanks for listening. Again, follow us everywhere, and we will meet back here in 2 weeks.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.